Good evening, hello, welcome everyone. It's the Club Racing UK podcast, Season 2, Episode 3. And already it's that time of the year where we get to announce 3 brand new ambassadors. Now, we're going to meet 2 of them today. We did pre-record an interview yesterday. Unfortunately, one of them had to work this evening. Fancy doing that, working for a living. But we've got 2 fantastic guests on the show. We've got some great content coming up. We've also got a snazzy intro video to play to bring those ambassadors forward and reveal to everyone exactly who's going to be carrying the Club Racing UK name when they go club racing this year. I'm Robert Lewis, and as usual, I'm joined by the gruesome twosome. It is Nick, look at my fancy beard, Holmes, and Steph. Oh, hang on a minute. I've got to go for a wee, Marsh. Evening, gents.
Evening, Rob. How we doing, mate?
Absolutely fantastic. Still getting a bit bored of lockdown like everyone else, but yes.
For anyone who wants to.
There we go. First thing, I just want to apologise. We did have a few technical difficulties earlier on with the StreamYard app, but once again, Ian, Leon and Elaine behind the scenes did a fantastic job and got us up and running again. And a big shout out to those guys, because it was announced this week, or was it last week, gents? He's only gone and got himself a TV deal, isn't he?
No.
He has.
I know.
He's up in the big leagues now, isn't he?
Mr. Big Time now.
Mr. Big Time. Excuse Steph. He's not being rude. He's spamming the crap out of every single racing page in the country.
I'm sure going to start getting banned from a few of these pages soon.
He probably will. Frank Frost. The comments have started already. Joseph Potts joins us. GoBobby.uk joins us. Frank Frostick joins us as well. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So,
Good evening, everyone.
Without further ado, it's time to play the news intro video. So here's the news.
A little bit of wee in the end of my knob.
That is not going to get boring at all. I just realised as well, all of that footage is me driving.
I think there's my car gun. It's literally, I made 3 videos and it was just whatever snippets of footage I could find stored on my hard drive to
That's good.
Put together. So if you're not too bored of looking at what us lot get up to in racing, it's not bad for you. Now, I'll start on a bit of a serious note, because as I came off from the last podcast, the announcement went out about Andrew Smith Sr., who we, of course, dedicated a podcast to in Season 1. A lovely man, absolute gentleman racer who previously has raced with Bark Saloons and the Classic Touring Car Racing Club. He fell ill, unfortunately, his son Andy announced. But the good news is, in those 2 weeks, he's had a couple of operations. They've stabilised him to a point where he's now home, resting and recuperating. So everyone at Club Racing UK, Rob Lewis Racing and alike, the Club Racing community in general, sends their best wishes and big love to Andrew Sr.
Yes. Get well soon, mate. We'll see you at a racetrack.
Hopefully, that's the idea. Hopefully, we'll see him at a racetracks.
We will.
Hopefully, we'll see him out in that lovely Honda Civic EG he's got. Now, the British Women Racing Drivers Club had their awards. The main winners included Gemma Hepworth, the Brit Car champion, who won the Coupe de Dames. Charlie Goddard, that's actually how it was spelt, with an S. That's not a typo in the script. She won the VIP Adrenaline Award racing in the Morgan Challenge. And another notable mention was Lydia Walmsley, who raced, of course, against our esteemed guests in the last episode in the Mini Challenge Cooper division. She won first place in the race championship and the Anita Taylor Award. So that's going to be another podcast that we're looking to focus on this year, the British Women Racing Drivers Club. So it certainly won't be the last you hear from them.
We should say well done, everybody. Well done.
Absolutely fantastic. Oh, bear with me. I've lost a page.
Oh, my God. Rob's having technical difficulties as well.
No, so I'm just trying to... I know. I'm just trying to get some bloody comments up. Vicky Pratt joins us this evening. Good evening, Vicky. Hopefully your Sky broadband isn't letting you down like it's let down myself, Ian Waterhouse, and thousands across.
I feel like we need like a hotline or something to scroll across the bottom. Are you having problems with your Sky internet?
The thing is, I'm still on Sky here. I have been through this entire thing.
Yeah.
But every single night we come onto the podcast, I've got to turn everything else in the house off the Wi-Fi to make sure that it doesn't conk out.
Just on the bright side, Steph, you live in a road full of really old people, so at least that's probably why it's working, because nobody else is using the internet.
I was going to say it's about 8:25 in the evening. So let's be honest.
We'll keep it cool. We're keeping it cool.
We're keeping it cool. Let's be honest. It's got to that point. They're all a bit tired. They're dozing in front of the telly. They're not going to be using the internet. You know, they're getting on a bit. It's fine. It's what happens in life. I'm 29 and I fall asleep in front of the telly. So,
bloody hell, you're 29. You had a hard paper round.
I know. Bloody tell me about it.
Was it uphill?
I think hanging around with you two sort of aged me 5 years. It's like going up a chuffing cliff. Andrew Banthorpe, Nick Underwood, Carl Hitchin, and Jonathan Bevan join us this evening. Good evening, everyone.
Evening, gents.
Right, more news. A classic touring car racing club has added a non-championship round at Brands Hatch, supporting the Brit car into the night race.
Awesome.
It's going to be on the 13th and 14th of November. If it was like the Thruxton round they had last year, chances are it's going to be sort of a relay race. Work out what your pace is, give you a certain amount of laps, and then hopefully, in theory, everyone passes the line at the same time. That's a bit like the old Burkett, isn't it? Exactly. Yeah. But because of super duper Ian Waterhouse, you're all peasants. Chances are he's going to be covering it this year on the telly, so you'll probably watch the racing there as well.
That's right, on the telly, everybody.
On the telly.
Tickets off there.
Yeah, we'll try.
I'm just going to make a bit of a disclaimer right now. All right, just remember to turn your contrast down, everybody, because he will be wearing the bronzer.
You think he will? It's going to be dug out.
No, I know he'll be wearing the bronzer.
Brings back that pink jumper as well.
All that terrible pink jumper.
Exactly. Maxine Nichols joins us this evening, always a fan favourite. Good evening, Maxine. Hope you're well. She says she's got a rubbish big birthday coming up this year. I didn't realise you were turning 21 again. Charles Boniface joins us, new brand ambassador for pole position prizes. What? Smoother than a cashmere codpiece.
Jesus Christ!
Smooth moves.
Smooth moves. There's nothing wrong with my smooth moves.
Just for the record, for anyone who's listening on the podcast, don't worry. There is not a picture you're missing out on there.
It's okay. Seriously, one way to destroy a podcast, let's get that picture out.
No, definitely not.
Definitely
Leave
not.
it on your OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Some fantastic news from Lincolnshire Police. We did cover it in the last podcast that a bunch of absolute numpties had stolen the X5 medical car and the BMW 235 safety car from Cadwell Park. Well, they found the X5 and they've arrested 3 absolute scrotums. So let's hope they get tortured.
Yes!
Still haven't found a safety car yet.
Do you know what? I really liked. I like how it stormed quite a comment, quite a discussion, and everyone was like, "What we should do with them." And then Ray Grimes put up earlier, "Just throw them to the club races." I would love to do that.
Literally,
we should have an all-comers meet and just have those 3. Like, they're not allowed off the track; they have to run around the track and see who can crash into them. I reckon.
Yeah, exactly.
They're on foot, by the way, and we could put giant spikes and stuff out of the race cars.
Like a Mad Max type style.
Yeah, like a Mad Max style. We'll sponsor it. How's that?
Yeah, the Club Racing UK. Let's find a way to maim 3 people that stole our chuffing safety cars Grand Prix. How does that sound? Smooth?
Sounds good.
Okay. It does look like at the moment, looking through the news and speaking to various track day operators and track owners, that the track days are being pushed back until March 8th at least. We're still in lockdown. The only thing to come out from it, I don't know if you guys saw, I think it was Open Track published a letter from Jonathan Palmer just explaining the prices are going to be going up. It's to be expected, do you think? Or is there something...
It's inevitable. I think not only track day. I think everything eventually will go up, isn't it? I mean, everyone's lost out on so much business over the last year.
It's lost.
It's inevitable. People have got to make a few quid back here and there. So, every avenue, I think.
I'd say that. I mean, the bit that frustrates me, the government handed out all these bloody grants and stuff like that. Motorsport as a whole got offered 6 million. Rugby union got offered more than that. And I know Twickenham's a big thing, blah blah blah. But how many race circuits are in the country?
Yeah.
You know, how much business, how much economy does motorsport bring into the country and to our economy every year? And it was like 6 million quid, and it's the fact it's a loan, so the circuits are still going to struggle paying it back.
I mean, you're talking politics now, Rob. That's extreme.
I know.
We don't do politics on this show, do we?
No, we don't. But to put it bluntly, stuff like that frustrates the fuck out of me.
Do you know what? Right, to be fair, you saying that, obviously the grant and what we got of 6 million. It'd be interesting to know the kind of percentage that motorsport does put into the UK economy compared to the likes of rugby union, football, and everything else. Would be quite interesting just to see how they've justified that kind of cost.
I think, to be honest, with something like football's going to bring in a lot of taxes because, they're going to bring in taxes. The players are paid a lot. They then pay that tax back into it. I get that. But it's stuff like rugby union and places like that. And you've got private companies like the RFU that make absolute. But yeah, we're getting into politics. So I'll leave it there. It's possibly a discussion for another podcast if anyone's up for it.
What we must be saying is that they're hoping for track days on the 8th of March. So, woo. Let's get it.
Yes.
I think as well, obviously the thing we've all got to remember, yes, they're being pushed back to the 8th of March, but track day, everyone's chomping at the bit. All these organisers, it must be an absolute nightmare for them because they must just be booking days in hope and pray that they go for it. Because I was talking to Jez the other day from 4040 Racing, and he was saying how he's booked his taster day, and he's had a few people say, well, hold on, how do you know it's going ahead? But it's like he said, if he doesn't book it, someone else will book it, and if it does happen, you're going to look like a hero, and if you don't get in there quick, you lose your spot. And it's going to be a proper dog-eat-dog world out there. And
that's what we found out from last year, didn't it? When as soon as they opened up, it was a month, 6 weeks ahead, it was fully booked. So you've got to keep booking them, even though if you think they're going to be cancelled, you end up booking it anyway, so you got space. In hope.
I mean, it's the same as well. Obviously, TDC announced their 3 dates as a sort of members track day. So I've booked that at Brands, and I've also booked the power tests. So that's all done. But you're booking it with the guarantee that, I mean, that's at the 1st of April.
Have you got into the power test now, Rob? Are you still on reserve?
I'm still on second reserve for Brands Hatch. So obviously the power test people are quite inundated, but I'm told there's a chance I could be accommodated on the day. So either way,
to be fair, it won't be hard to power test the Focus, mate. They'll just push it down a hill. They're just like,
it's fair enough. I mean, it's quite good hearing that from the co-driver for at least the first 2 races. Cheers, Nick.
Have you got to take the splitter off to get it on the rollers?
Yes. Yeah, to be honest, I'll be turning up at the circuit with the bumper off and the splitter off, but it'll be good. I mean, have you guys managed to get it sorted and booked in?
You'll be leaving the circuit with the bumper and the bonnet off as well.
It was by the time we got to it, fully booked at Brands. So we tried at Snetton, and then we found out it's fully booked at all 3. So we're now on. We got told to email them and hopefully they can sort out some more dates. Otherwise, we're going to have to go up just to their garage and get it done there.
Right, okay. Fair enough. I think to be honest, with what's going on, there's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be a sudden rush just to get in and sort everything out. It's a shame. But yes, by the looks of it, track day is possibly coming back on March the 8th. Don't put your hopes up, but... it's a glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel. Like I said, it's the 10th of February now. We're all still in lockdown. The cases are going down. Let's just try and be a bit positive.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll know more on February 22nd.
But our consumer advice is if you're thinking about it, stop thinking, just do a book it. Because I guarantee you would have missed out already.
We've got loads and had to reschedule them all.
Yeah, Didn't you send me a picture the other day? And we've got like 3 track days or something in the space of a week or 2 weeks.
Yes, we have.
That's not going to happen.
No, we've moved on already.
I love it.
I can't remember what it was now. I think it was Brands Monday, Silverstone. No, Brands Monday, Snetterton Thursday, and then Silverstone on the Sunday.
Just isn't going to happen.
All in the Mini or in the KA, or is it a mix?
One was both, and then the other 2 are in the Mini. But we can't. The Snetterton one's cancelled, so.
Oh, right, okay. Well, like I say, we'll wait to see it. And the last bit of news, it was something that I caught in the Autosport magazine. Mike Jordan, famously of British Touring Car, British GT, Tuscans, you name it, is going to race Mini 7 this year with Andrew Jordan, of course, racing Mini Miglias. That's going to be awesome to watch as well.
I'd love to watch that. Mike Jordan was one of my favourite BTCC drivers. Watching him in his DC5, that thing, he was... Handy guy. And his son's not too bad at driving either.
Well, no, I suppose his son can pedal a bit. But, I mean, the bit I remember with Mike Jordan is watching him in the John Guest Porsches and stuff like that when he raced British GT. Fantastic driver in the mid-2000s. Some of which you can catch on YouTube.
You can.
So, yes. The last bit that I noticed on the Club Racing UK news was the association with the Oddballs Foundation.
Yes.
Well, that kind of says it all. Nick and Steph have struck a deal to associate with the Oddballs Foundation, a foundation that sort of more or less specifies around testicular cancer, but of course, all cancer charities are fantastic. They do stuff like funky underwear and other apparel. I know I've put some on order myself. And the facts are around 2,300 men are diagnosed with testicular cancer every year in the UK. It's predominantly younger men. So the choice is quite simple, lads. Grab them, cop a feel, and there's anything you're not sure of, go and see the doctor.
That's it, 100%. It's as simple as that. Let's be honest. I'm going to lower the tone now, and I know it's 20 to 9, but how often do you play with your balls? Take some bloody notice of them.
Well, take some notice of them.
So the reason behind don't just cop them for the fun of it. I mean, you can. Don't get me. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to judge. I mean, if it, win-win, get someone else to do it for you, even better. But no, but it was quite a good one actually, because Oddballs also just teamed up with the Honda Yuasa team as well. So we're gonna see if we can outdo them with their social media and stuff. But it just makes sense. I mean, yes, motorsport is a male predominant place, and obviously the age group that suffer or can be diagnosed with testicular cancer are the guys we race with on a weekendly basis. It's just us 3 sat here. It's the people watching right now. So if we can help do our bit to raise awareness, then we're going to. And I'm just going to apologise in advance. Everybody, you are going to be seeing a lot of my ass this year. In sexy pants.
Hopefully.
Pants. Just, Hopefully, yes. Hopefully they sent me the thong.
Oh, you're on about you in... Oh, I thought you were talking about Stefan then when you said my arse in sexy... Yeah, okay. Anyway.
A bit of both, I think, Rob.
Yeah, carry on. Okay.
I can stitch him up there.
Okay, guys. Well, first of all, with many thanks to the great Darren S. Cook from Scruffy Bear Pictures, we have a rather sexy video to show you.
Well, we should just do a drum roll. No,
well, we can do a drum roll, but we do have a video prepared in the background, and we are finally going to reveal our 3 Club Racing UK ambassadors for 2021. Elaine, if we can just play the special video.
I'm excited for this. Welcome, everyone. Oh, look at that!
That's an awesome
There we go.
video.
Evening,
So,
guys.
so joining us this evening is the Club Racing UK ambassadors for 2021, minus Amelia Vincent. Now, we did pre-record a video with Amelia last night. We chatted to her about her program that she's going to be running this year, and we're going to watch that later on. But we have Simon Colt with us and Daniel Cogswell. So, guys, how are we doing this evening? Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Well, I should think so. What else is there to do on a Wednesday evening?
Babies to bed.
Exactly. So, first of all,
Yeah.
what are your feelings to becoming Club Racing UK ambassadors? Is it better than the first win? Better than being in a car, just wearing the badge? You know.
I've not had a first win yet, but yeah, it's a privilege. Knowing how many applied to be an ambassador, it's a privilege to be selected. Thanks.
Yeah,
Fun.
not quite as good as a first win, I don't think, but it's close. It's up there.
Oh,
Sack him off. Get him out.
There we go.
No, it was, well, I was going to just jump in front of you there, Rob, just quickly. Again, congratulations to all of you guys. It wasn't easy by any stretch of imagination. We had over 45 applicants to choose from, so to narrow it down to just 3, and that was really tough. There was times where I was like, we should do more. We should have a few more people, but no, we got there in the end, and I think we've chosen 3 fairly all right drivers, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. It's also very difficult because me and Nick had to do it over WhatsApp. Which took very long. There's a lot of writing.
Yes, it was.
But
There we go. Okay, so before we move on to the ambassadors, we've just got a couple of comments on there. Charles Boniface has actually been and done some homework. Had a quick look. In 2012, the UK motorsport industry made just over 9 billion. That's billion with a B. Making it one of the largest sports industries in the UK. Based off another load of statistics I found on the money made, but the MSA, the increase from that time would be significantly more than this. That kind of says it all. And then the government turns around and goes, here's 6 million quid, repair it.
It's a little bit.
It kind of strikes me as using gaffer tape to repair the hole in the Titanic. But there we go.
Yeah. Well, that's politics, isn't it?
Yeah, it's politics.
Yeah. We need to save that for another show.
There we go. Bradley Gravitt joins us this evening. Hope you're doing all right, Bradley, and not too bored at home. I'm hoping to hear some news from you soon about what you're doing next year. So do get in touch when you do get some news, and we'll broadcast it to the masses. Rich Hoyt joins us as well. Jonathan Bevan. I think I've said a few of these guys. Carl Hitchin, Bark Saloon 3-time champ.
Hi,
Okay.
everyone. See, look at this, guys. Look at this. You're in front of a live audience now. Everybody can see you.
Yeah,
No pressure.
No pressure.
no pressure at all. Well, Daniel, I'm going to put the pressure on you first because I can, basically. So you join us from CMR Racing / Abbey Motorsport. So you work for Abbey Motorsport, but your team primarily is CMR Racing. So tell us all about it.
Yeah, that's correct. I work full-time at Abbey Motorsport, but the car is all run and built by CMR Racing. So that's me, my brother, my dad, whole family gets involved, really. Go to race weekends with the whole family. Abbey sometimes come along, sometimes has a drive. So yeah, that's it, really.
Cool. And the car you race, we should have a picture here somewhere if we can get a couple of pictures up. Because I have watched you testing this car. There it is there. So it's a Nissan Almera GTI. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. There's not any other one of those exact cars you see on the British club racing scene.
No, not that I'm aware of. There's the odd rally car, but not circuit racing, no.
Love it.
So
Quite a few track day cars out there, but none actually competing in motorsport.
So what made you pick it?
What people normally think when you think of Nissan Almera, think of an old person's granny car. Just wanted to build something a bit different, really. build something to mix it up with the Civics and the Clios and Fiestas, stand out a little bit.
Nice.
I like it.
Yeah,
that's
Very
good.
much.
I'm curious how, like, obviously the Nissan Primera is a obviously a race-proven touring car, and this Almera. How similar is the Almera underneath? Because surely it's the Primera with the arse end cut off. Is it similar to that, or is it a bit more than that?
It's a bit more than that. The Primera is a much more superior car on the suspension setup. I think they're a bit lazy with the Almera, but we made it work. Goes all right. Yeah, the Primera
That's all that matters.
Yeah, definitely a better setup car, but yeah.
There we go. So you completed the Almera in 2018, went through extensive testing. Again, I think we did see you down at Brands one time when you were testing the car. Yep. Before seeing competition at the end of the 2019 season. The hard work paid off, and you got a podium in the first race. Where was that?
Yeah, that was at Silverstone GP circuit, believe it or not.
Wow.
So, yeah, my first race, GP circuit, put it third on the podium in the 750 Motor Club Road Sports 45 minutes mini enduro race. I was quite surprised. The car performed. Goes well.
Did you do the whole 45 minutes? Did you share it?
No, that first race was all by myself.
Oh, nice.
I've shared a couple races since in the road sports.
Yeah.
But yeah, first one, all myself.
Awesome.
Love it.
Fantastic. So we come to 2020, and I'll be honest, I have seen this car quite a lot, especially on social media last year. So again, you were racing in the 750 Motor Club Tegucigalpa Road Sports Series in Class D. 3 podiums, 3 races held.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So is it right in saying you've got 100% podium ratio for every race you've entered?
Not every race I've entered.
Okay.
I done 2 drop-in rounds of the Classic Sports Car Club Modern Classics last year as well.
Yep.
The car, their regulations are pretty different. It's all just done on engine size. So the car was a bit underpowered, a bit of the underdog, but still runs all right, still had good fun. Just kind of seat time, really. I entered them for a bit more experience.
Yep. Well, if anything, we love an underdog on this show, so...
Definitely.
And now you're a Club Racing UK ambassador. We'll certainly be rooting for you a bit more this year, and of course, everyone will be watching you throughout the year. So, what are your plans for 2021?
I've been undecided for a long time, but I've recently decided to go for the Hot Hatch Championship 750 Motor Club. Fancied a bit more of a challenge, and like the original idea, go out and mix it up with similar hatchbacks. Go out, race something unique and different, and stand out a bit.
Cool. So you'll be running that in Class B. Do you fancy your chances up against the machinery already in there?
If I pull my finger out and get my new engine built, then yes. Hopefully having a new engine built for the start of the season in a couple of months. If not, I'll just have to drive a bit faster.
just go faster.
Yeah.
So we'll be seeing you in the assembly area just with a bowl of Weetabix, just getting ready for it at the start.
Yeah, that's the one. Weetabix and banana.
Weetabix and banana. I like that. So what are you actually doing to the engine? Are you going full throttle bodies, or just a little tweak here and there, or
no? Just full high compression pistons, set of cams. Nothing too crazy really. Trying to keep the cost down a little bit, just so there's more money to spend going racing, really.
That's sensible.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Would you be going back to road sports as well, or is it just something you may be thinking about?
I'd like to. If the budget allows, later on in the year, I might do a drop-in round or 2 of the road sports. It is good fun, the 45 minutes enduro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. Ambassador number 1.
Thank you.
And with that, we move on to ambassador number 2, who's been waiting very patiently, and we believe we've got a youngster in the background that's just had jabs, but Congratulations on that,
Enjoy the
Simon.
moment.
So you join us from the 750 Motor Club once again, but you're going to be racing in the Club Mazda series, but instead of the Z, there's a little 7 in there because they're cool.
Absolutely.
It secured championship status for 2021, which is bloody handy, but your first season of racing was last year, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Last year, raced in low cost. Managed 8th place overall in championship out of 43 entrants. Managed best finishes with 2 4th place finishes. Very wet and greasy Donington in December. I did do one arrive and drive in the Mazda and the TSR hire car. A bit of a learning curve straight out into quali. Having never turned a wheel. Had a bit of a brown pants moment coming under the bridge at Snetterton when an front arch jumped out on me. Ended up drifting about an inch away from the Armco. But
that was one of our brown trouser moments, wasn't it? It got sent in.
It was. I've been meaning to bring this up with you guys.
I'll be honest. I think that was almost my winner. I think it probably would have been.
To be fair, I was pretty high up on that one.
It was pretty awesome, that one.
Yeah,
I mean, it probably wasn't awesome for you at the time, but for us to watch, it was.
No, showing it to Stuart, the owner of the car afterwards. But no, but yeah, I think I started 11th in that race. Had a poor start I think I ended up short shifting and dropped down to about 16th or 17th, but managed to claw back to 5th in the end. And
Nice.
getting that result, I think, set the scene for this year.
Nice.
There we go. So your best results. So you had 2 4th place finishes at Donington in the low cost championship. Obviously, like you said, you finished 8th overall in the championship out of 43 entrants, which is no bad shakes at all. And you were the highest placed novice. Fantastic.
I don't know how many novices there were, but I'll take it.
I was the only one. But no, that's good.
As long as you're number one, mate, that's what counts.
Absolutely.
So what's made you pick the Mazda series?
Everything's just that bit better, I think. The engine's a bit racier, better brakes, stickier tyres. That experience last year certainly swung it. I was toing and froing between doing 1 or 2 years in low cost. My brother's actually racing as well. He did low cost with me last year, and again he was toing and froing, undecided what we're going to do. But we've both committed to doing Mazda this year. So yeah, I'll be joined on the grid by my younger brother, 6 years my junior.
Brilliant. Who's fastest?
It's a bit unfair. I've been on track plenty. So before racing, I've done plenty of track days over the years. Whereas my brother Daniel, he's come into racing with 0 track experience whatsoever. So we both did our ARDS test March last year together, and yeah.
And how did the ARDS test go?
How did I know that was coming up?
Yeah.
Look straight into that one, I'm afraid.
Yeah, you did.
Can I bring that that book of racing excuses back out again?
Yes, you can.
All right, for your enjoyment. Didn't go too well. I remember reading all the forums in advance of doing the ARDS test, saying just to see what would come up and how easy it was. I think every comment I read was, "You can't fail it." Well, I did fail it that way, guys. Ended up, it was a drying track. Never driven a rear-wheel drive car before. I was just coming onto the last lap of the test, and ended up dropping it coming into the chicane. Hit a wet patch. Rear end overtook the front and backwards into the reinforced concrete barrier. Wasn't my finest hour. Instructor did say he still wanted to pass me, but given the circumstances, I think it was Ben that it was done through want to race at Donington, and Ben, the owner there, he took it really well. I was a bit gutted, but hey ho, these things happen.
These things do happen. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can fail an ARDS test.
Just got to write a BMW off.
Oh, Janetta.
Oh, Janetta, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, no, in that case, it just crumples a bit of the fiberglass, and when you come back out, it pops off again.
Well, I think it was a freshly prepared Janetta for the year, and I think I was one of the first people to drive it. It was March, and I think it had to have a whole new shell in the end.
Whoopsie.
Jesus Christ, I know the prices of some of those composite panels that weren't cheap.
Good man. I like
The
it.
nod of the head says it all. We're going to go to some comments. Maxine Nichols, I was crying during my ARDS test. The car had leather seats. I was so small. I was sliding everywhere. Still passed it, though.
Nice, well done.
She also confirms as well she has booked 2 track days. March at Donington, April at Cadwell. Good on you.
Good.
Get it,
Nice.
Get it done, get it booked. I've only got 1 booked at the moment because I can't afford any more, but watch this space. Nick Underwood, that Almira is a thing of beauty. the smile that came on your face.
Very cool
there.
car.
Bradley Gravitz, we're gonna be one of the first to know as soon as he knows what his plans are this year. Better be Bradley. Give me a call.
Also, yeah.
Just give us a call. Don't care where it's 1 a.m. As soon as the deal's signed, Rob, we got it. Fantastic.
Yeah. Rob will be up writing scripts.
I will literally be up writing scripts, which is what I normally do, or watching V8 Supercars. Which, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen already, they've launched over 200 V8 Supercar race broadcasts, full broadcasts from 97 to 2014. So if you're an anorak like me, it is viewing porn.
I mean, it's awesome, but that is over the top, that, isn't it?
What? No.
Who's got that?
Even by my...
Still locked down.
Ian, if you're listening in the background, boot Steph. How dare you? To quote Greta. We do actually want to show a few lovely photos of Simon's car from last year, if we can just pop them up on the screen. There we go. So as you can see there, that's what happens when you don't back it into the barrier.
That's Donington last year in the wet in December.
You made it round that time, yeah?
In fact, that's the same corner. yeah. So that car's actually gone to my brother now, and he's done the conversion on that car to Mazda. So it's taken across the 1300 cross flows in there. That's been replaced with a 1.8 Mazda engine. Yeah. I think the rear brakes get upgraded from drums to disc brakes, and then you put some stickier tyres on, and you're about there.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean the low cost championship as a whole, it started out bloody years ago. The idea about it was you could build your own race car with effectively 250 quid. There was a book, wasn't there? I've still possibly got it somewhere.
Ron Chapman.
So you could basically build the chassis, get a crossflow at 1300 crossflow engine, which you could pick up at a scrappy tuppence, Sierra bits, put it all together and go racing. But of course, now the old Ford bits are getting a bit pricey. The spares are getting a bit harder to come by. So of course, as the reason Nick's tired, he just keeps reading and writing about Ford. He loves them so much. But obviously now, 750 Motor Club, I think it's fantastic what they've done. They've taken a series that works. They've recognised that there is a potential issue. So, okay, what else is out there that's very affordable? Everyone's driving hairdresser cars. We'll get Mazda bits. It works really well.
As we established, didn't we? There's like however many million have been produced, and most of them are now race cars. We've established that.
Yeah.
The engines now
in one way or another. That's the point, actually. The statistic didn't take into account the bits that are being used in other cars. Jesus, there's tons of them.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. But the 1800 engine from those Mazdas, it'll probably be what you pick it up from a scrappy for 300-400 quid.
Yeah,
not even that. If that. Gearbox. So what else does it use? Does it use the sort of axle at the back, or is it still the same?
Don't think it used the axle. No, I think you use the existing axle. I think you just change the diff. It's a slightly different ratio in the diff.
All right.
So it's actually really cost effective to move up to the next level.
I think conversions I think can be done for 3,000 to 3,500 with labour. If you cheaper if you do it yourself, obviously.
Yeah.
But then you compare that against trying to find a 1300 crossflow engine.
You can almost make your money back from selling the parts that you take out the low cost.
Yeah.
Those engines are nearly £2,000. Yeah.
Free motorsport. There you go.
Well, there we go. You got to work out where the money can go and where you can make whatever little money you can from motorsport.
I bet as well. I bet those cars are tons of fun in the wet.
Yeah. I'd only done 1 or 2 track days in the wet, so I think my first wet race was Brands, and funny story. So Tom, I don't know if you know, Tom Gadd was 2019 low cost champion, and he was in the TSR tent, Team Sellers Racing tent with us. So first wet session I'd ever done. I followed Tom out in the wet, thinking, well, he was last year's champion. I'll follow him out. I can't go wrong here. Stuck to his tail throughout the whole of qualifying session, and came back in, qualified 19th. What's going on here? I was stuck to him the whole session. He'd qualified 18th, and it just had a really bad setup. So yeah, that wasn't my best one.
But from that, you live and learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I came back in, had a look at lines, and next time went out in Donington, ended up doing much better. I think qualified 5th and 6th. So it's it was certainly a learning curve in the wet. The grip on the outside of the track is unreal. The closer you can get to that white line on the edge but you've got to have the
you've got to have the cojones.
Yeah,
you got to give your balls a feel to check for anything abnormal, and then put them in the car to make sure you can. There we go.
Well said. Well said, Rob.
There we go. I thought I'd just work that one in there, smoother than a cashmere codpiece. Jonathan Bevan.
Careful what you're working in when you're playing with your balls.
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, shake it more than 3 times. Jonathan Bevan comments, I had a look at the Almira when he was testing. The car is really well prepared. Daniel, they love your car, man.
Yeah, I get that quite a lot, obviously. That stands out quite a bit.
Oh, okay, I get that quite a lot. Yeah.
To be fair, it's the reason we picked him for an ambassador. It wasn't because of him, it was because of his car.
You didn't want me, you just wanted the car.
Yeah, next episode, mate. If you could just move over to one side and just put the car in.
Here you go. There's the car.
Oh, there you go. Zoom in on that.
Zoom in. We certainly love something quite unique. Now, obviously, the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that we picked 3 ambassadors, but only 2 are here. Well, of course, Amelia Vincent, unfortunately, has had to work this evening. So last night, we sat down, had a Zoom call, and caught up with her on their plans this year. So if we could just play the video. Right. So thanks to the wonders of technology, we've actually pre-recorded this a day beforehand. Who knew? Thanks, lockdown. Anyway, so our third ambassador that we're going to speak to this evening is none other than Amelia Vincent. The plan for the season is to race a lot of karts and compete in the 7 races at Castle Combe in the Hot Hatch series in a rather lovely looking yellow and black Honda Civic EK. So Amelia, tell us what your plans are.
So the plans for this season, like you already said, was to race in the Hot Hatch series at Castle Combe. Takes place a few bank holiday Mondays, some Saturdays, some Sundays as well. Very, very excited for it. It's quite hard to contain my excitement and try and kind of relax going into it. I'm racing with my old university, so I'm racing with Wiltshire College and University Centre. It's a student and lecturer run team. So it'd be good to kind of learn with others, obviously also learning about the car as well. So thoroughly looking forward to it.
Fantastic. So is this going to be your first full season in circuit car racing? I noticed you did a bit with the karting as well, but is this sort of the first full season you're going with the cars?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I already got the yards and everything. So got a lovely yellow and black cross to be stuck on the car, ready for the race.
That's the hit me. That's the hit me here sign. That is.
Yeah. Target.
That's what people use to nudge you along.
To be fair, Amelia, I'm sure the three of us. I think I've still got a video on my phone actually of a certain Mr. Marsh peeling his Billy sticker off. And I think I've possibly still got the one of Nick peeling it off his Vectra as well. Donington, wasn't it?
Donington, the last race for the Classic Touring cars. I peeled mine off there. I nearly pulled half the paint off with it, but it was on there for a while.
Fantastic. So tell us a bit more about yourself, especially with Wiltshire College, because I'm keen to hear about this. So you studied and did an honours degree there?
Yes. Yeah. So I think I started there about 5 years ago, I want to say. So I did a college course. So I was doing motorsport engineering as college course. And I never ever considered doing university. I never thought I was the type of person to do it. And I wanted to take it to the next level. So I ended up doing the university course as well. And then on to the honours degree, and I qualified or graduated last May with a 2-1 in motorsport engineering. So
fantastic result. And to be fair, with the way circumstances have been lately, you got through that in the nick of time. Yeah.
Obviously, we had the lockdown initially start last March, so we were kind of finishing off dissertations, doing assignments and stuff through obviously Zoom calls and Microsoft Teams and whatnot. So it was quite difficult. I understand all these people working from home, with all their distractions and stuff. And I was one of those too, playing Xbox and PlayStation and other stuff, and all kind of procrastination, which, I probably shouldn't be admitting, but it's all over now. So, yeah.
Hey, awesome. You graduated, see, you were doing something right.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Exactly. See there, you got the big ticket in your hand. So, so how can you sort of see this year going, especially now that you've been added to the Club Racing UK ambassador role? How can you sort of see this year going?
It could go anywhere, but I'm hoping with a fantastic opportunity that you guys have obviously given me, the only way is up, I guess. I'd love to network with loads of different people, loads of different teams, get to know as many people as possible, and maybe help some people out kind of, through the season as well.
Fantastic. And someone that's also a member of the British Women's Racing Drivers Club, who are featured quite will feature quite prevalently on the show tomorrow. By the time everyone hears this, they'd have heard the news, so I've put it all in there anyway. They've had their awards recently. So have you sort of networked with them at all to get your face out there, or is it still early days?
It is still early days yet, kind of without kind of competing and saying, here, look what I've been doing. It's quite difficult. Obviously, I'm still doing karting alongside it, but I know a few of the other girls that obviously do karting. They are also part of British Women's Racing Driver Club. So I kind of have been kind of, keeping up to date, supporting, kind of checking in, following on social media and all that kind of stuff. So, networking is a big part of it. And kind of nowadays at current times, you can't go and see people and kind of race with people. So you kind of just got to use social media to kind of check in on them and stuff.
It can be a fantastic thing, social media, especially if you want to get your face out there. Certainly the two gentlemen to the left of me at the moment have been working their asses off in the past few years to get Club Racing UK out there on the same platform. So we wish you all the best with that. Tell us a bit about the karting as well.
Gosh, I started karting back in 2014. It was a lot later than kind of the other people that I've been racing with. They kind of started when they were about 8 years old, type of thing. When I was 8, I was kind of all prim and proper and point shoes and tutus and all that lovely stuff. My mum.
Steph's still like that now.
Yeah. Not tonight,
Tuesday night. I was kind of doing that up until I was 14. Mum was kind of very heavily involved in it because we were kind of doing it together. Obviously, Mum's little ballerina as such. I saw a documentary on Susie Wolf. I think it was on the BBC or something. And I kind of watched it all the way through, and she used to do karting and racing herself, and now she owns, I believe, a Formula E team. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I kind of, to Mum's disbelief, I kind of turned around to my dad and I was like, let's go racing, let's give it a go. Dad was like, oh, I think you might be a little bit too old for that, kind of trying not to burst my little bubble that I just created. So I went round and emailed loads of kind of kart tracks, and I found one closest to me called Clay Pigeon down in Dorchester, and they were very, very welcoming. I kind of like walked in going, I think I'm a little bit too old for this, but I kind of want to go. And that's not something a 16-year-old should be saying, is I think I'm too old. But they said, no, come in, and they all set me up with a cart and stuff and started racing a year later. So yeah, ever since. So met a lot of really, really good people, and yeah, had a bunch of laughs. It was fantastic, awesome.
It's a cracking track, is Clay Pigeon.
It is
cracking track. I think, to be fair, actually, in our last episode, we mentioned the fact that I tried a Rotax go-kart there once, and I came off and I couldn't feel my thumbs. Insane place. Great fun.
Yeah.
It was that Clay Pigeon. So.
Fantastic. So what in particular, I mean, obviously, I guess it's just working through the Wiltshire College. Obviously, they do a lot of work with the Castle Combe series, but have you sort of done any research into it to sort of look at what you'll be up against, or are you just going in with the fact that, okay, we're just going to go in and do what we can?
Yeah, it's the first time the college has actually raced, or the university has raced within the hot hatch. Kind of, there's me and another guy doing the hot hatches, so we're kind of doing it together. As such, the university raced, or they're still racing now, actually, in the Formula Ford season series. So they've been racing since, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years, maybe, all with uni students and stuff. So I was also part of their team, kind of like running the cars and doing maintenance behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff.
So you were running, I was going to say, running Formula Fords to running a saloon car, you are going to have loads of understanding about how to get the setup absolutely top notch.
I don't know about that, but we'll see.
No problem. Well, it's great to talk to you, Amelia. There we go.
Cut that off there, then.
Cut that a bit short. So yeah, that was ambassador number 3, Amelia Vincent, and we look forward. We have got a couple of pictures actually, so if we could just show the car, I'm hoping. There we go. So that's the Honda Civic EK that Amelia will be piloting in the Castle Combe Hot Hatch series. That's going to be a fantastic series for her to sort of learn the grasp of club racing. But then someone that's gone to university, she's and done the motorsport thing, she's going to know 100% where she's at. I'm really looking forward to seeing her out in that car this year in that series.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be good.
It'll
be quite interesting as well. Maybe try just to follow the progression. Obviously, she's a new racer from karting, so we're hoping we can bridge that gap for anyone who is watching. And also, obviously, working with a university, hopefully we'll do our own little bit of networking and, again, maybe do a feature on that as well for anyone who's looking to get involved with that.
There we go. Charles Boniface comments, Clay Pigeon's my home. Absolutely loves the place. Frank Frostick as well has commented. Not the only one that has got to work too as well. Nick knows what that entails.
Yes.
Well, you've obviously seen him a couple of times on his travels.
On his jollies, I have.
Yeah.
Good evening.
What was that?
Hiring Frank of an evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, Snodhurst Racing says it's a great car. Well, they would be biased. If you look at their profile picture, it's 2 Honda Civic EKs. So
Yeah.
there we go. Maxine Nicol does make a good point. Obviously, when we were talking about the Oddballs Foundation and copping a feel, she does make the point that girls need to have a grope as well.
100%.
She does think as well she may have some minuscule balls forming. I don't want to know, but we are in an open society, so, you know. Okay, moving swiftly on before we're taken off the air. We of course need to talk about the companies that are also supporting the ambassadors this year. We start off with All Square Wrap and Ride, no strangers to the Club Racing UK podcast. Vicky and Chris Pratt have been supporters of the podcast from day one, of which we thank them for that. They're sponsoring Stefan's Mini and the KA this year for Club Racing UK. Look at those legs.
Look at those legs. A picture of him actually working.
You don't see that very often.
No, normally he's drinking tea and talking racing. I like him. You know, nice guy.
Telling me how to go faster on corners normally.
Yeah, exactly. The second ambassador company to work with us this year is Rocked It. Of course, we also had Nick Underwood on the show a few weeks ago, not bloody years. It's been a long day, mate. Nick Underwood, of course, does a lot of branded custom carry cases, including helmet bags, which look pretty bloody sexy, if you ask me. So keep a lookout for more products coming onto the market.
Don't forget the champagne bottle carriers either, and you guys are going to be winning lots of champagne this year, I guarantee it. So
you'll
be sporting a nice little carrier.
Not just strapping them behind the seatbelt on the way home. You want a nice little case for them.
So keep them safe.
Nick Jackson driver training is also a part of the ambassadors this year. Of course, you'd have seen him feature in the Save of the Year competition in the top 5, drifting the Seat Super Copa around Paddock Hill Bend at Brands Hatch. Having met Nick Jackson myself in the KA paddock, he's an absolutely lovely bloke. And if you want to learn how to go fast, there will certainly be people, including Craig Abbott, that will attest he's the man to do it.
100%.
Yeah, or if you want to go sideways.
Oh, actually, just while you mention Mr. Abbott, I hope you're enjoying your date night, mate. I can't believe you shunned us off, though. I'm really happy about that.
Well on us for a date night.
I said to him earlier he should put our show on whilst on his date night, and we'd all serenade his other half. He wasn't too keen on that. I guess it would have ruined the mood, but.
Gents, let's be honest. It's 9:15 now, so it's past the threshold anyway. But gents, he's probably balls deep already, so he's not caring. Moving on, the next company.
It's not going to do our YouTube subscription much good.
No. Look at those viewing figures.
Yeah, Nick said about that. So apparently if you swear or say something a bit uncouth on YouTube, it drops your viewing figures.
Yes, it does.
The YouTube algorithm. So coming from next week, we're going to have the PC All Correctness Club Racing UK podcast. No, that's not happening, guys. This is what you get.
I was going to say, put a gun in my mouth. The next company that's working with the ambassadors this year is HRX. Of course, I've bought one of their lovely sexy suits. It's very well fitting, fits me very nicely. And as you can see, Colin Turkington wears one.
Does he? Where is he? He's not on that picture.
If no one caught the post I put up today, their custom configurator for their underwear is now live. So you can go on their website and make your own personal underwear, but if you sign up as an ambassador, not an ambassador, if you sign up as a member on our website, you get 50% discount, massive discount, which is pretty much once you've slapped all your sponsors and whatever you want on your underwear, you're still getting it less than if you just bought the underwear. So it's well worth having a look. Have a play. I mean, it's good fun anyway, just making your own stuff.
It's a good laugh, and if you really, really want to, you can put a picture, like in the crotch area of your Nomex pants. Just because, why not?
Just because you can.
Just because you can.
And in keeping with the Oddballs Foundation this year, Nick has promised that he will get a picture of Stefan's face and his face on each testicle.
I didn't promise that, but
I hope you do, though.
maybe I'll do something like that if we get enough people engaging, saying that that's a good idea.
He did promise. I said so, and my word is absolute gospel. Nick told me yesterday.
No.
I wouldn't lie about anything like that at all. Anyway, oh, by the way, just in case people hadn't realised, I knew that was Ash Sutton. I was trying to get the fishing rod out. It didn't work. There we go. All square. Well, there we go. All square whap and ride. Leave the pigeon legs alone.
Say again. How much you been drinking?
Leave the pigeon legs alone. I like that. The next company to be working with the ambassadors this year is Pole Position Prizes, and Chris Neal in particular. Here we go. Nice, sexy branded helmet there. And of course, you've seen them work with the likes of Bradley Gravitt and co. But of course, the drive on offer for the people working with them this year is a drive in the sexy BMW 116 trophy car. So we'll see who gets out in that.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. Sorry, I've lost the page.
Me. It should be me.
Oh, yes, it's that time of the show. It's that part of the show. So if you have a race car and you feel like Nick needs to... I'm joking, of course. I will put the disclaimer out there now. We do this as a joke. Nick's not a desperate so-and-so just looking to drive anything.
Well,
yes, I am.
He is a desperate so-and-so, but not to do with motorsport.
Hopefully one day we won't mention it in a show and then someone will be like, hey, Nick, do you want to come race our car? And I'll be like, yes.
That's all right. Patrick Seals offered you already, so don't worry about it.
He has actually, yes.
Yes.
I think he offered both of us, to be fair.
Actually, yeah, for the record, guys, ambassadors, last year's ambassadors have offered us a drive in one of their arrival drive cars. So just
When you
so you know.
sorted your drive team out.
Nick, I will say now, live on air, you have had an offer from Maxine Nichols. Nick, you can take mine out anytime.
Yes! Will I fit in an
car?
MR2?
Talking something else.
Will I fit in the MR2? I don't know. I'm 100%. I am 100% taking you up on that offer, Maxine.
There we go.
I'll be like this though. I don't know if I can get my legs up high enough, but I'll be like this, like some mad wacky races.
It's got it's a hard top, isn't it? Otherwise, has he got a convertible? No, is it?
No.
I have no idea. But we'll work it out.
Oh, even better. Maxine's commented it's going to be pink again.
Yes!
Nick in a pink car.
With it. He's fitting
count
it,
me in.
You want just be against the roof in an M2, surely.
You will be surprised where you can fit a 6'5" bloke if there's a race car involved.
You can only just get an RKO. But then you've got to sit like that because the roll cage is sat there.
Yeah, I do have to race like that.
6'5", you've got no chance in a low cost.
I'll make myself fit. It's fine.
Head will be sticking out the cage.
Yeah, I need that extra little bit of cage.
I've got hope one day we can get him in a car where his head just sticks out just for a picture because it'd be funny.
Do you know what? That said, I've got a picture of me in my old Honda Civic I used to have, and I used to be able to sit, if I sat up properly, my head would go out the sunroof. I'll find the picture.
Oh my god!
Is that where the hair went?
Oh, you cheeky sod!
Get in there.
No, that there is 4 children. That is.
I'm getting there. I've got 2.
Yeah. You can tell the people. You can tell the people in the room that don't have kids.
Yeah.
Plenty of hair. Plenty of hair. It's all good. Keep Well has joined the ambassador scheme as well with her mental well-being and sports massage as well, hoping to soothe out all those worries and tensions of the Club Racing UK season.
Or just working with us a lot.
Now, of of course, when we saw the rather sexy ambassador video, you have already seen the work of Darren S. Cook. But did you know, if you went onto Amazon Prime, you can actually catch a movie that he directed?
Yes.
Lucas and Albert. It is fantastic. I've watched it. It's brilliant.
He is a movie director.
I mean, it also, if you see some of his films he's done for Ryan Falconbridge for minis and stuff like that, they're awesome. And the Brit Car and stuff like that. He does some quality work, and it's going to be helping us out and you guys out through the season. So he's a funny guy too.
He's a brilliant guy.
He's a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
There we go. Actually, his work is that good. Can we play the ambassador video again? Because it is just brilliant.
We should also mention he does the intro video for us as well. It was actually Darren who did the intro video, and that ambassador video, he only got the footage and stuff yesterday.
Yeah, we threw it in pretty much. Well, pretty much last night.
It was like literally like, oh, dude, can you do this? And he's managed to produce that in like realistically 8 to 9 hours ish. Obviously, I don't know how long he was working on it. I'm no expert in that. But
probably less than that. But he's pretty. It would take me a week to do that, I expect.
I would have thrown
and it still
all the
wouldn't look that
technology
good.
out of the window, and many fucks would have been thrown, and it would have just gone. I don't do shit like that.
No, that's fair enough. Last two companies then, and this is a company that we're all familiar with. I've actually been on the same grid as this chap here. Of course, we have Uncle Luke's Sign and Sticker Shop. The name says it all on the tin, really. If you want your car to look something like that, very nicely wrapped, designed and put together, Luke Allen, based up in Swaffham, up in Norfolk, he is your man. Absolutely immaculate stickers, vinyl that he produces.
Yeah.
Graphic design as well. He designed my race logo back in the day as well, so he did that for me.
Yeah.
Made a load of stickers for it.
If anyone is looking at their calendar, wondering what the day is today or tomorrow, if it's a Club Racing UK calendar, made by Uncle Luke's.
There we go.
Not the one that Rob's their advertising.
No,
that's not one of ours.
No, it's not our one, is it, Rob?
I mean, I would have one there just to show everyone, but we've pretty much sold them all, so I haven't got one.
Well, we've got one left. We've got one left.
Oh, right.
We've got one left. Well, let's just start off with the fact I indeed had to buy one. Secondly, it is also hung up above my bench in the garage. This is my podcast area, and I have my garage area. So it's in front of my race car at the moment, so I haven't thrown it away or anything. So, stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
Can I just say, that's the second time, right, that you've complained about buying one of our calendars. Support your bloody mates. Buy our calendars and anything else. It all goes into the club. Doesn't laze our pockets, does it? You tight ass. Stop being tight, Rob.
Stop being tight. I bloody pay for enough for the podcast. So, anyway, moving on. Wired GoPro remote. It is my baby. I love doing this. It's great.
Good.
Anyway, Tom Barley, we had him as a guest on the show, and he runs, of course, Wired GoPro remote.
Top bloke. Awesome. Top bloke. If there's one thing we've learned, obviously he was a guest 2 episodes ago when we were announcing some of the ambassador companies. We had a Zoom chat with everybody last night. He's just a wealth of knowledge, that bloke. I said to Steph after we had our Zoom call, you can 100% see. Not only is he bloody fast in a race car, but you can see just the way he presents himself and what he does, and obviously helping out with Wired Remote. You can just see why he got to the top level of motorsport. So I'm really looking forward to having him on board, not only for his product, but also to learn things from him, because he's definitely been there, done it.
Got the t-shirt.
He hasn't bought a Club Racing UK t-shirt, but
not yet.
Not yet.
But luckily, as you guys, you've all got these contacts now. Now your contacts, so you just keep picking at them. Don't worry about being embarrassed and all the rest of it. You just keep sending them messages, and they will reply.
I think Tom, he never sleeps. You can message him all hours.
Oh, he loves it. He absolutely loves it. You can message him, ring him, send him video calls, the whole lot. He'll be there.
Yeah. Do it.
There we go. But the thing is with Tom as well, he did say he'd retire from driving, but we did sort that out, did we not, gents?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Exactly.
He's coming back.
He's coming back. We've already convinced him that he's going to be driving next year, so there we go.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom.
No pressure, mate.
So that's everything to do with the ambassador program this year. Keep a look. We're going to be having shows all through the year. That was ultimately the plan last year. We had some fantastic ambassadors last year. Unfortunately, something happened in China and the world is fucked. But we're hoping this year it brings us back to normality. We can go out. We can make some content. We're hoping at some point to have some live podcasts out there when we come and watch you guys race.
Yes, we are.
Exactly. So, yeah, and of course, if we can't get out to watch you guys live and have you on a live podcast, we'll definitely be having you back with the guys at My Supercar to produce another show. So we'll be keeping tabs on you guys all year.
Definitely.
Cool. Okay.
And with that, we move on to the final part of the show, as always. Nick.
We got any comments? We've kind of glazing over any comments this evening.
Comment.
What?
I thought you said you had one.
No, I haven't got comments. I haven't got comments. I can't see.
Why not, Nick? You need to upgrade and get yourself a laptop, don't you?
I've got 3 pages up and they're really slow.
I'm sat on a beanbag with my phone. That is the best you're going to get.
You crack me up. Anyway, we got Tom from Wired GoPro Remote has said so much love for CR UK. Cheers, guys. Let's have a cracking year. I think he's talking to the ambassadors as well, so let's have it.
Let's have it.
There we go. Charles Boniface as well. Put him in a single seater. I think he's on about Nick. Put him in a single seater. I'm 6'1" and my head was over the roll bar.
Yeah, I mean, Nick would be the roll bar, wouldn't he? His head would be the crash protection in a roll. That'd be quality, actually. Let's do that.
I guarantee this is harder than any roll cage out there. There's not a lot in here.
Charles drove the same car I did earlier last year.
Oh, did he?
He did, yes.
Yeah, the black and gold TSR Mazda.
Cool.
Who was faster, you or him?
Don't know. Different race.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boo.
He's good, this one, isn't he? He's very safe.
Sit on that fence.
There we go.
Charles, if you're still watching, you say Clay Pigeon is your track. How local are you to Clay Pigeon? Get it in the comments. Just putting that one out there.
Yeah, just putting that one out. So are we going to wait? Are we?
Let's just sit here and wait for that.
Yeah,
comment.
let's just sit.
Come on.
No, you're reading other comments.
Silence until that happens.
No, let's not do that. I'm just.
Right, until you two have stopped farting around, can we move on, please? Because, of course, it's time. We'll play the intro video for the competitions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Beautiful engine noises there, and none of our cars in sight.
No, but the BMW leaving, that was Tango from Red Seal Racing guys, and
ambassador from last year.
Massive Club Racing UK sticker on the back.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
What?
Is that the one he's going to let you drive, Nick?
No.
No, fuck, no chance. I will break that.
Did you see how much their gearbox costs? They're never going to let Nick have a go in that.
Not a chance. Not a chance. So saying that, their E46 is probably just as fun. So
true that. Very true.
Yeah.
So we're doing competitions, Rob?
No, I was just going to say,
No.
if Patrick, if you're watching, make sure that Club Racing UK sticker stays on there, just because you're not ambassadors anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep that sticker on there.
I think it needs to get bigger, personally.
Yeah.
There we go. And of course, we've got the last photo of the show to put up, which is the competition we've got running at the moment, is to win 300 quid towards your 2021 race entry fee. So that is where your membership actually goes to, and the money that the guys make from the merchandise.
That's it.
I think.
Is
it? It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. We don't take anything from it. It all goes to the club and to help everyone that's involved to make motorsport cheaper.
I know that. We were pissing around earlier, but I thought that was sponsored. I don't know why.
Unfortunately, that one is not sponsored. We didn't work hard enough for that, I'm afraid.
No.
Oh, right, okay.
If you are interested in sponsoring any competitions or anything like that, do get in touch.
There we go. So all you need to do is sign up. Oh, sorry. All you need to do is sign up, become a Club Racing UK member, and Steph will probably hide your details somewhere. Come and check out where you live, see if your car's any good, and ask you to buy lots of merch.
Yep. Got some face masks left if you want one.
Yeah, got some face masks. And if you've got a decent race car, I'm sure Nick will tap on the door and go, "Can I drive it?"
Please,
with cup in hand. Oh, it'd be like something out of a Charles Dickens novel, wouldn't it?
Please, sir, can I drive your race car?
Oh, that's exactly what it'll be like. So good.
Yeah.
This has gone downhill fast tonight, isn't it?
I think as soon as we realised it was gone 9 o'clock, these poor guys underneath here are just thinking, "What have I signed myself up for?"
What are we in for?
Okay, guys.
Enjoying it.
While we were talking about the competitions, Charles Boniface has come up with some comments. So he's put, "I'm about 1.5 to 2 hours to Clay Pigeon. It's where I started racing, where I've done the most laps. Proud winner of, I think, 3 or 4 championships around that place. I'm happy to race your ambassadors at some point to find out, and a classic and a Club Racing UK versus pole position prizes event. We could do that, but we are working with them as well, so that will be a bit of a... That's kind of...
Can't be a versus.
I was going to be, it can't be a versus, because that would be like punching your own reflection. It just wouldn't work. But I'm sure...
No. But we should definitely all get together and have a good old... Let's be honest, Charles, you haven't beat us yet in the KA, so... I know who my money's on.
That's fighting talk right there, isn't it?
That
Damn
is
right
absolute fighting talk.
And I know for a fact he's going to come back now with he beat me in the 116, but his car was faster than mine, so that doesn't count.
There we go.
That's the excuse right there, Nick. Car faster.
Look, the ducks that were walking down the side of the back were bloody faster than my car.
Yeah, we were
trying to film you go round. We just ran out of film because it was so slow.
It's all right. We fixed it for Alton. It's all good.
There we go. And then it absolutely pissed down with rain, and there we go. Charles has actually come back and said do a partners event. There we go. So
there we go.
A bit more sensible event. Maxine Nichols has commented, and again, it's pretty much a last point to make on the show. Sad I missed out, but congrats to the winners, and look forward to see what they get up to. Of course, Nick and Steph had all these people to look at for the ambassadors, and I'm sure there's not one that they looked at and thought, no, I don't want them. I know for a fact, knowing what these guys are like, if they had the opportunity to, everyone would become an ambassador for Club Racing UK.
Honestly, guys, me personally, I just want to say a massive thank you. I know I emailed everybody as well, but it was really humbling just to how many people applied. You know, it was great to see everybody's plans for the year and all of that. So even though we didn't pick you guys, like I said, it was incredibly tough. We wish you all the best, and still keep tagging us in your pictures. We'll still keep sharing, and we're still pro club racing. So just all have a great year, really.
There we go. Charles has come back. Charles has come back. This is the rivalry that doesn't really matter. As you can see, Nick's on the edge of his beanbag. Charles put "yet" in capital letters. Don't get angry, Charles. Just you wait. Yep, he beat you in the 116, and I think he must have out-qualified you most times in the KA. To be fair, qualifying is good, but it's not time attack. You race as well. Do that bit.
No. For the record, actually, I will say there is actually a cracking little video that Charles did for the 116.
Yeah.
Check out his YouTube. It's quite funny. He did a little commentary of him passing me. For the record, I let him pass, but it's still quite funny.
You just can't leave it out, can you?
No. I love it.
Hang on. Open that book of excuses.
Yeah, just bring the book out. Thump, volume 1.
Volume. Hold on. It's there somewhere.
There we go.
Excuse number 346.
Yeah, hang on. We're just yeah. Okay, all that leaves us to do at the moment, guys. Any other business?
I don't think so for this week, Rob.
No, I think we're all
guys.
businessed
I think
out.
we covered it. Massive thanks to all the partners, ambassadors. Let's have a fantastic year.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, massive thank you.
Guys, do you guys want to say anything to anyone? It's obviously
Partners, sponsors, mum and dad, go for it.
anyone you want to shout out.
No, thanks again, guys, for selecting us. It's humbling for us to know that we've been selected from such a big group. Really looking forward to this year. I mean, as if we didn't have enough to look forward to, getting out of lockdown and getting back on track, but to be part of this group as well, it's exciting.
Yeah, same. Thank you very much for letting me join your guys' group, and look forward to working with everyone, making new friends. Yeah, moving on.
Perfect.
Excellent.
It's going to be a good year.
Yeah,
It is.
Not just the tyres.
Not just tyres, no. Oh, yawn.
Rob.
Yawn. I know. It's been a long day. Sorry. Okay, the last word from myself. I am currently in the middle of organising some merchandise from the podcast in the shape of T-shirts. I'll also, throughout the year, be organising a big bundle of stickers to give out to regular listeners to stick on their race cars wherever you want. Toolboxes, go nuts. The only downside is it'll be the podcast logo. So wherever you stick it, you're going to be carrying me, Steph and Nick around with you.
Back of toilet doors.
Fantastic.
Good toilet. Send a message. I'll give you Nick's number.
Oh, God, no. Right, come on, let's sign off.
Otherwise, buy some Club Racing UK merch. Jobs are good.
Yeah, jobs are good. And actually, there's a very important comment that's just come in. I think you'll all agree with me. Vicky Pratt. Looking forward to working with you all. Hopefully be allowed out soon. # fuck cancer. Lots of love to you, Vicky. We know you went through a tough time. Big love to you. And we're so glad. We're so glad that you beat it. Much love.
Damn right.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's been episode 3.
Peace out, everyone.
Good night. God bless. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
See you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.